In the intricate web of the agricultural sector, the role of fertilizers is vital in improving crop yield. The Presidential Fertiliser Initiative, PFI, established by the federal government of Nigeria in 2016 and project managed by the Nigeria Sovereign Investment Authority, NSIA, emerged as a transformative force within this dynamic ecosystem, reshaping the landscape of fertilizer production and distribution. In the pre-PFI era, fertilizer production in Nigeria was riddled with multiple challenges. The sector was fully dependent on imports, resulting in job losses, depleted foreign exchange reserves, and an undermining of the nation's capacity for self-sufficiency. This not only led to the economic inefficiencies, but also resulted in the underutilization of local blending plants, with only a handful operating at minimal capacity. The PFI, conceived as part of the agriculture promotion policy, set out to address these challenges comprehensively.
The PFI was established to help change the narrative around importation of finished blended fertilizer only into Nigeria. PFI was focused on revitalising the moribund industry and catalyzing more investments.
It is a simple import substitution strategy for the local production and supply of blended NPK 2010-10 into Nigeria, so that instead of importing finished NPK and in the process putting pressure on our foreign exchange, destroying our local blending industry, essentially exporting jobs, what we decided to do under the leadership of our president is to import only the raw materials we do not have in Nigeria, which is the phosphate and the potash, to source the raw materials we have in Nigeria, which is the urea and the limestone, and to resuscitate our hitherto blending plants by undertaking the blending in Nigeria.
From 2020 till date, the initiative continues to be successfully managed by the NSIA via its restructured implementing vehicle, PFI NPK Limited. The program now functions as an upstream bulk trader of raw materials for the fertilizer industry. This streamlined trading model has greatly enhanced the financial and operational sustainability of the PFI.
I look at the PFI as a multi-stakeholder intervention. And multiple stakeholders will include the suppliers, the financial institutions that support with the letters of credit. We're talking about the blenders that provide technical competencies. They are the ones that give impetus to the program. We're talking about logistics service providers. We're talking about collateral managers. We're talking about professional services. And all of this play a role to making sure that the PFI is whole.
The PFI initially was funded from NSIA's balance sheet as a working capital facility. After a while, we were able to get some concessionary funding from the CBN via the Real Sector Support Facility, RSSF.
Despite the growth in the industry, the PFI has encountered various obstacles in accomplishing its mandate.
Some of those challenges include the post-COVID-19 supply chain crisis that locked down production across the world, locked down logistics across the world.
You can imagine, for instance, during the COVID years when there were global disruptions, and imagine also during the 2022 global disruptions as a result of the Russia-Ukraine war. In all these periods, the NSIA came through and had already planned such that we never suffered any hiccups or any disruptions.
One of its primary objectives was to empower the private sector to take the lead in fertilizer distribution across the country, fostering a more sustainable and market-driven approach.
When PFI started, I have only one factory, which is in Lagos. All right? PFI made us to have additional facilities across the country. Right now, I have in Lagos, I have another one in Kaduna, there's one in Bauchi right now, another one in Enugu is okay, very soon. So you can see that it allows us to now take the fertilizer to the locations where they need it.
We went from 4 blending plants at the start of the program. We are at just under 80 blending plants as at today. And you can imagine all of the direct and indirect jobs that the ecosystem around these blending plants has essentially fostered.
The PFI was so structured that it provided a credit facility, more or less, to blenders across the country. You don't need to spend so much money on buying raw material because the PFI gives you the raw materials and you blend. And also you are able to provide bank guarantee to guarantee what you are actually taking in terms of raw material. So in terms of that, it reduces the headache that businesses will need to have regarding the working capital.
The bilateral relationship between OCP and the NSIA, by extension representing Nigeria, and FEPSAN has been very good in the sense it has given us a definite raw material base and has also insulated the supply chain from all the shocks that are apparent and happening globally in trade. As an industry, we enjoyed what the NSIA brought to the table, the stability and involvement of government, because as the Sovereign Wealth Fund of Nigeria, we were certain that the Nigerian government was behind us all through.
Employment has improved greatly by having, a multiplier effect from the food sellers or vendors outside the factory, the laborers that would come, and the truck drivers, the motor boys. The ripple effect is far-reaching.
Shi ya fi kowane tsari wannan gwamnati ta da shi amfani wa mu 'yan kasuwa da manoma, domin a lokaci ya fiye taki ana sayarwa naira 5,500 kuma akwai shi available koyaushe.
From 2017 to date, the program has facilitated the production and distribution of over 90 million bags of NPK fertilizer, thus making fertilizers readily accessible to farmers nationwide at an affordable price. By spurring and accrediting local fertilizer production, the initiative has improved food security while eliminating the burden of fertilizer subsidy and other related expenditure on Nigeria's fiscal budget.
NSIA has been fantastic. I am proud of the NSIA because the level of professionalism that was brought into handling the PFI is part of the success story that we have in the PFI today. Nigeria was essentially a net importer of fertilizers. In fact, we had supply companies around the world plan their production around Nigeria when they're targeting Africa. Nigeria today is a net exporter of fertilizers, and that is not news that in 2016 anybody thought was going to be something that was possible, because you had a lot of these blending plants not functional.
The success of the program today, in my view, is the dispassionate implementation that the NSIA has done. So NSIA has approached the program as a fund manager, just focused on making sure that everybody does what they should do.
The once moribund fertilizer blending industry has witnessed a resurgence with over 80 blending plants with an installed capacity of about 7 million metric tons, currently operating across 24 states, employing skilled personnel and contributing to the economic development of the country.
So I think a combination of all these things, a resuscitated blending industry, the amount of jobs that are created, the amount of fertilizer that farmers currently have, the pricing pressure, the reduction in the price of fertilizer as a result of the program have all been significant reasons why the program has been a stunning success.
Notably, the PFI not only revolutionized the domestic fertilizer industry, but also had broader implications for Nigeria's economic diversification efforts. by saving significant foreign exchange, strengthening local demand for raw materials, and positioning the country as a major supplier to regional markets. The initiative has demonstrated the potential of strategic interventions in fostering sustainable growth within the agricultural sector. In the evolving narrative of Nigeria's agricultural landscape, the PFI stands as a testament to the transformative power of policy realignment and collaborative efforts of the Presidency, NSIA, FEPSAN, and suppliers of raw materials in reshaping the dynamics of the agricultural value chain.